back to the Daily Grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back pickle biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
What is up, full time family? I want to start this video, but first of all, I gotta give a big shout out to X, that weird guy. You guys see him in the comments. You know him from the comments. Day one hit a wrong deck. That weird guy coming through. It wasn't even with the donation, but what he did say he was gonna do for us is he was gonna hook me and the microwave up with a full-time MMA hoodie, and you know that's super dope, man. If you don't know about that weird guy, his family got hit with I believe Hurricane Harvey. Was it Harvey? You know, all these damn hurricanes been hitting us like crazy. But so he had some stuff going on. But hey, much appreciated, that weird guy. And as I said, it's the thought that counts. So if whatever happens, happens, man. Thanks for reaching out and even, you know, presenting that opportunity, or, you know, even thinking about doing that for me. And with that being said, make sure everybody that does want some full-time gear, you know, brand new, first time at this, never made gear for this channel, the free giveaway. It's a giveaway. I'm not selling you nothing. If you don't want to chance it, of course you can buy it, but it's a free giveaway. All you got to do is either follow me on Twitter or follow me on social media. And at the end of this 21-day campaign, I believe there's probably 15 days left, I'm going to be doing a giveaway just to some random follower. So it is what it is, man. Hopefully it goes to somebody we see in the comments and not just some random person that like followed me that don't even. Okay. All right, man. Let's get into this Edson Barboza video. I was about to say this episode. What the hell is this? Anyway, let's get into this Edson Barboza video. Edson Barboza is reacting or breaking his silence on his painful loss to Khabib Nurmagomedov at UFC 219. And what Edson Barboza is essentially saying, he's saying it's one of the most painful losses he ever had. He didn't expect Khabib to do what he did. I mean, we heard Khabib before the fight saying, no, I'm coming there and I'm going to strike with him. And then what's everybody going to say? And people were like, nah, this is mind games. Khabib ain't really about to charge at Edson and start trying to, you know, throw hands or even just strike with Edson. And that's exactly what he did. And Edson Barboza said that's not what we expected. We expected him to kind of, you know, stay back within the striking at first. You know, the only way he was able to take me down was against the cage. And that's because he was pressing forward. But they said they didn't expect him to press forward with the striking. So he said that threw him off completely. They prepared for Khabib not coming forward and not striking, and that's what happened. So that still isn't, you know, it's not like he's making an excuse for the loss. He's just letting us know what the hell happened in that fight, because a lot of us were wondering. Edson Barboza got fucked up in that fight, and that's being modest. Edson Barboza, Khabib Nurmagomedov made a statement to the entire UFC on Edson's ass, and that's just a fact. Edson Barboza showed tremendous heart in this fight. Fucking warrior to the T. He also talked about in this conversation, he said, if my coaches would have threw in the towel for me, I would have been fighting them, because they know I'm a fucking warrior. They've seen me with some of the get dropped in boxing. They've seen me. They know me. So, you know, there was no thought of throwing in the towel. And I gotta tell y'all this story because it's funny as hell before I get out of here. It's this dude that I used to buy weed from, right? It was right after the UFC 219 fight, and it's an older dude, right? But he's a super casual MMA fan. It's one of my mom's old boyfriends and shit, right? So, this dude, I went to his house the day after the fights, and he was like, yo, he said, I watched them fights last night, the girls and, what's his name, Khabib? And he was like, man, fuck that. He said, after the second round, he said, if somebody was doing me like that, fuck that, I'm out of here. He said, I was like, you know, but fighters, I was explaining how fighters don't tap to strikes or they look like bitches to other fighters. I was like, but I hear what you're saying, shit, I would have been out of there too. And he was like, nah, fuck that, I would have been a bitch tonight. He said, I'm tapping and motherfucker hit me one more time and I'm coming back and I'm shooting. Nigga, I was cracking up. He was an old dude. He had me cracking up, and he also watched the Cyborg Holly Holm fight. He was asking me, who's gonna be able to mess with Khabib? Who's gonna be able to mess with Khabib and shit? He was bringing up the Michael Johnson. I was just surprised. That's why I was letting y'all know. He's a casual fan. He's into MMA a little bit, but he was dumbfounded by that Khabib Nurmagomedov performance over Edson Barboza. So it's good to hear from Edson Barboza. He's saying that he's helping Frankie Edgar prepare for his upcoming title fight versus Max Holloway, and Edson Barboza is not as he's not as mentally destroyed as he may have seemed physically destroyed that night. And actually, I think he's saying he's going to be getting back sooner rather than later, man. I expected to see like a hospital, and I'm going to have to pull this article up real quick because he said something. One second, you guys. He said something about fucking like the hits. Oh, that's what he said. That's what he said. He said he remembered every moment from the fight, and that's something to think, you know, because whenever somebody gets hit really hard or they get dropped in the fight, shit like that, or concussion symptoms come up, or anything like that, like super damage, you wonder, like, did you remember the fight? Like, who? Daniel Cormier, after he got knocked out by John Jones, he said he didn't remember walking around in the octagon and shit, and that's because he just got knocked out, hit super hard. Well, Edson Barboza said he remembered every moment of this fight. You know what that just now made me think of? Like, if you were having like a surgery and you had to stay awake and you just saw what was fucking happening to you and you couldn't do nothing about it. Like, that's even worse. Like, nigga, put me to sleep for this shit. Give me the anesthesia, bro. Hey. All right, man, with that being said, I'm going to end the video on that note. That's fucking hilarious. I let the full-time family know what you think in the comments, man. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOWG.